Bumpy was not home, but she was. So I asked her, why are you home? She's like, Bumpy told me you're not okay. So I'm here to figure out why. I'm like, one, you're the reason, number one, among the reasons you're not okay. Came to our house, you are touchy with my husband after I specifically told you something. You didn't have the courtesy to come ask me if that's how it is. You just took Bumpy's side and went with it. And she says, in my defense, Bumpy is the man. I was like, okay.
If you're saying you did not grow up seeing this.
The structure was, and this is something Bumpy threw around in any situation, was you're raised by a single mom. You wouldn't know how households run. You wouldn't know anything about submission. And since honestly and genuinely, I did not know, because I was raised by a single mom, I did not see her submit to somebody, especially at an older age, to see how submission goes. I'd believe it. And he would always say, but I know submission, I know the role of a man, because he has both parents. So I was just like, okay, that makes sense.
I really do wonder about that, because I don't want to come off. I know there's people who actually live by that, where the man says the final word.
Yeah.
You know, but I do wonder if it's right. You know, I don't think you should always be fighting with your partner if that's the agreement you've come into. But at what point does the woman have a little bit of a say?
At that time, I did not know when the woman had the say, because according to him, who knows how submission works and how a household runs, he always said that the man has the final say. And since I always wanted to show that I'm a submissive woman and a woman who wants to be an added piece of value to him, I stick with that.
And so our relationship was okay at that point. I thought it was okay. We were young, so what do you know about being a husband and wife? And unfortunately, we both come from homes that don't have, right now I'm not seeing it as complete, but as in, there's this notion in the society where a father and a mother and a child is a complete family. But ideally, even as a child and a mother is still complete, a child and a father is still complete. So at that point, I was thinking that because we didn't come from complete families, complete in quotes. Like I came from a single mom, he came from a single mom. Like right now, we can do this together to make it a complete family.
And who is paying for this? It's you. So you give him money to act like it's coming from him.
That is what I was actually taught. And I think, okay, but kufundishwa na dunia. Ile like, kuficha mwanamume, chukua pesa zako umpati.
Asikwe na aibu.
Asikwe na aibu. And I did that a lot.
And he would gladly take the money.
Your expression on your face.
Tunaongea tu June.
Because remember, first of all, me, I'm a child raised by a single dad. How I reason, how I look at life is very different from maybe somebody raised in a two-parent home, be somebody raised by their mother.
Okay.
I wasn't raised with gender norms. Remember, I was raised by my dad.
Yeah.
My dad cooked.
Yeah.
My dad cleaned.
So you knew that it didn't matter who you are. If you're in this home, we all do the work.
Yes.
Okay.
So if my dad is cooking today, I'm cleaning the dishes. If I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, he's cleaning the dish. So the gender norms were not something for me. I just assumed that's how the world worked. And so here I am married with a baby, with somebody raised in a two-parent home, in a very patriarchal home, that actually believes boys, shouldn't do certain...
Boys don't even enter the kitchen.
Yes. That's how you see the way now upbringing is different.
Yeah.
And I'm expected to do certain things. And I don't understand why.
First, you don't know what those things are.
Yes. And I don't understand why.
Okay.
Because why? Kwa nini? Si mtoto ni wako. So why can't you clean him? Like, I literally, and I would argue my points. Because I remember my dad, people used to say that time that, in Kikuyu say garari, argumentative.
Yeah.
Because in my dad's house, I was allowed to argue my points.
You could speak.
I could speak. I was allowed to argue.
Kumbe huku, he's never seen this before.
He's never seen this behavior.
Because his mother keeps quiet.
Yes. And his mother is a certain way. And now here comes a person who, remember, child, argumentative. And let me tell you, I used to be argumentative. I was not going to let you win. I will argue. You will beat me, but I will still argue.
My goodness.
Yes. Because, I'm
this
used
is
to
what
winning.
You know. And
this is how I grew up. Like you have to, my dad would say, prove your point.
And because he's a teacher, he was doing it for you to grow
so
and
like,
think.
Why do I have to wash dishes? Why can't you wash dishes?
We're two of
what's
us
the difference? We're the two of us. And up on you,
Vita
slightly like
ilianza
this,
sasa.
You get a nice slap. And I'm horrified. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, this is how marriage looks like.
Oh my.
So you get beaten for arguing. And the argumentative little girl, somewhere along this marriage, died and started understanding that if you argue, if you try to say this is who you are,
Or
if you
to
present
prove a
yourself,
point.
yes, you get beaten.
So you shut down slowly.
And the violence continued.
I think I was a child who had an idea of what love looked like. And also, for people who've come from broken homes, there's this idea inside us that we can do this.
We can build a
we
home.
can build a home.
Because again, I come from a broken one. Mine
Yes.
has to be
Mine
stable.
has to be stable. And so
Exactly.
I kept on going back.
Yeah.
Even though there was no foundation, we really didn't have a good foundation. I wanted to prove. And my dad kept on telling me, this is not the man for you all the time.
Yeah.
Njeri, you need to know yourself. You're still a child. Now you're finished college, you've started work. I think just live by yourself and just see the world. There's nothing you know, but I was so determined.
Yes.
I wanted to be a good wife. I wanted to prove to the world that just because I came from brokenness doesn't mean that I couldn't hold a home together. And so we started living together.
Yeah.